At this point, it might be safe to say that Destroyer on an indie level has hit legendary status with incredibly critically acclaimed albums such as Kaput, Street Hawk, what else? The Destroyer's Rubies. Not major legendary status. I mean, most people generally haven't heard of Destroyer, but I do think on an indie micro level, they are definitely considered one of the more impressive artists from the 2000s onwards, and into the 2010s they still have been dropping some pretty good music as well. Now for me these days though, I don't really go back to much Destroyer, and each time I do I find the sound a little less interesting than I initially did when I was first getting into Destroyer, which is a bit of a shame because I think Dan Behar is an impressive vocalist, and brings a nice atmosphere to the songs as well with his voice. All those positive aspects that make Destroyer good just don't really seem to be there that much on the new album Here Have We Met, for me anyway. Not really digging this one that much at all. Crimson Tide though really sets up the album to be something quite special, because I think the colourful instrumental on this one is just so bright and exciting. It's so damn lively. It just kicks off the album in the best way possible. I think the repeated refrain of Crimson Tide that Dan Behar brings is really good as well. It's just everything that they do well. They have that synth heavy sound that's very much emulating the 80s without a doubt. Like, I do think that's a bit of an issue on this album at times though, because it really just does sound like Dan Behar is still stuck in that time period. But on this one track I think it works the best. It Just Doesn't Happen is where the album for me just really starts sounding too much 80s nostalgia to me. Like, it's just blatantly taking ideas from that Sophisti-Pop period, the synth heavy period. Like, it just sounds so much like that time period, and I can't really shake it off at all. Also, his voice on this one is so damn creepy. The way it starts off with "You're looking good," like, he just has this twang to his voice that just sounds so old man creepy. And then every other track on the album just doesn't have that same oomph as the intro track. I mean, Kinda Dark just loses all of that momentum, and it's literally the track following it. I just feel like it's a waste of potential to keep that energy going. And I don't know if the album really carries it on, to be honest. Television Music Supervisor just has such little substance to it. It just sounds like he's attempting to throw in this ironic humor that just doesn't land at all. And then Q Synthesizer is where it really gets the worst to me. Like, God, that whole like Q synthesizer, cue the drums thing is just so annoying. It's so damn corny, and it's like rap song tutorial without any of the humor to go with it. The instrumental is so cheesy as well. Why are the instrumentals on this album so bloody cheesy? I feel like the first track borders it a little bit, but it doesn't quite reach it. But then so many other tracks like The Raven as well just sounds so cheesy to my ears. I am surprised that I end up liking the title track though, which is just this interlude moment with this washed out sound. It's quite psychedelic as well, but the guitar tone is so lovely, honestly. Maybe it's because I'm not having to listen to Dan's cheesy singing for just those few minutes. That might be why I enjoy it. But I think it's a nice moment on the album. The lullaby tones of Fool Song, which closes out the album, really kind of bores me, honestly. Yeah, I just get so little out of this album. Like, when I'm listening to this front to back, I just feel nothing. I don't feel attached to anything Dan's saying. I don't really feel like the music moves me in any particular way, and that's kind of an issue, to be honest. When I want to listen to an album, I want to feel something, but Destroyer just brings so little out of me for the runtime here. 5 out of 10. Hopefully you enjoyed it more than me though. But yeah, Destroy these days not really impressing me that much. Let me know what you think of this album though, if you like it more than I do. Like I say, Destroyer has a small fan base, but a really like big voice of a fan base too. Like, people really love their work, so I feel like this could impress a lot of the fans that like the usual stuff that Destroyer brings out, but I'm sure it's not going to get that same acclaim as like Kaput or anything like that. Thank you for watching my review. Hopefully you got something out of it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a good day. You're looking good.